Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-2 of May-June 2014. So let's move on to question number 1. So here we have a scale drawing of three airfields. We have A, B, and C, three airfields. Now, it says B is due north of A. As you can see, B is exactly above A. Now, the scale is 1 centimeter to, so basically 1 centimeter is equal to 20 kilometers. That's the scale we use in this question. Now, part 1, it says, find the actual distance between A and B. So let's measure the distance, A and B, and then use a scale to find the actual distance. So AB, for me, it shows to be about 7. So according to my drawing, AB is equal to 7 centimeters, and the scale says 1 centimeter is equal to 20 kilometers. So 7 centimeter will be 20 times 7, which is 140 km. That will be part 1. Now part B, it says a beacon D is to the west. West is on this side of the line AB. Now it is 100 km from A and 120 km from B. So using the scale of 1 centimeter equal to 20 km. So 100 km from A is just 5 centimeters from A, and 120 will be 6 centimeters from B. Construct the position of D on the scale. So let's do one by one. It will be 5 from A. So we have to measure the distance 5. So 5 will be about this. So this question really depends on how well your drawing is. So make sure that your pencil is sharp, and then you measure the length properly. So 5 from A. So we can just draw the arc on this side because it says that the beacon is on the left side, on the west side. That's why we just need to draw on one side of this line. Then we know it is 6 from B. So measure 6, be about this. So go to point B and then intersect this one. So here you see we have a point of intersection. This point is your point D for the beacon. Now question number C, it says to measure the bearing of C from B. So let's do that, C from B. So we have to measure the, so let's first join the line, the points B and C, and continue this line. So let's go straight above, and we have to measure this angle here. So let's do that. According to my reading, it shows to be about 102.5. That is my reading. Okay, 1.3, I guess, 1.3 for my bearing of C from B. Now for part D, an aircraft is, so that's question D, so we have two conditions here, equidistant from A and C. So AC, let's join those two points. So we have line AC, and the aircraft needs to be equidistant from those 2 points. So we have to draw the perpendicular bisector of A and C. So first we draw a curve above, an arc above, arc below, and then using the same distance you go to point A, intersect this one and this one. So now you will see that you have 2 points of intersection, this and this. So now you have to extend. You have to connect those two dots to form the bisector, perpendicular bisector of the line AC. So that's your first condition. Okay, that is the first condition. Now the second condition, it says it needs to be 90 km from B. So we know that 20 km is equal to 1. So what is 90 km? You will do 1 divided by 20 times 90. That will be 0, 0, that will be 4.5. So 4.5 centimeters from B. So you go to your point B. So you have to measure 4.5 on this scale. So 4.5 will be about this. So now go to point B, and you have to draw a circle around B. So let's do that. Okay, I have to try again because my line here messed up. Let me correct this. So remeasure 4.5. Okay, then go to almost done. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's a circle of radius 4.5 around B. Now moving on to the next part, it says, by constructing a suitable loci, mark on the diagram the two possible positions for P and Q of the aircraft. So it is the intersection of this circle here and here. That's your point P and that's your point Q. The two possible positions of the aircraft according to the loci. Now question part 2 says, given that the aircraft is east is on this side, east of the line AB, find by measuring the bearing from C. So find its bearing from C. So east will be this one. So we have to first join these two, P to C. And then we have to draw our north line. So make sure it's straight up. So that's the north line, and we have to measure this. Find by measuring its bearing from C. So from C, we have to find the bearing of the plane. So that will be this angle. So we can just find this angle first and then do 360 minus this one. So let's read. What do we have here? So according to my for me, it shows to be about the red one. That will be 1. Shows to be 110 and then 112. So for me, it shows to be 112. So what is this one? It will be 360 minus 112. So 360 minus 112, that will be 248. 248 degrees for the bearing of the aircraft from C. So that will be the answer for the part 2. And that's it for question number 1. For part 1, find f when c equal to 8 and d equal to minus 4. 8 squared will be 64 minus 4. Divide by 4. So let's see, what do we have here? 6 times 64 plus 4 divided by 4, that will be 97. This will be part 1. Now part 2, express C in terms of D and F, so make C the subject of formula, so pretty easy. So we have F equal to 6C squared minus D over 4. Now we cross multiply, you will have 4F equal to 6C squared minus D. Now 6C squared equal to 4F plus D, and C squared will be 4F plus D divided by 6, right? Now continue here, C will be square root of 4F plus D divided by 6. Okay, this will be your answer for part 2. Now for part B, solve this equation. Solve means find the value of x. So let's send x to one side. You will have minus 5x minus 2x is less equal to 3 minus 17. So minus 7x is less equal to, so 3 minus 17 will be minus 14. Now x will be bigger than 14 divided by minus 7, the sign changes, becomes 2. Answer is x is more than 2. Now part C, we have factorize this one. As you can observe, 9 is equal to 3 square, 25 is equal to 5 square. So this one becomes 3 square minus 5x square. Now this one is in the form of a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So same thing here, it will be 3 plus 5x and 3 minus 5x. Okay, that is part C. So moving on to part D. Factorize completely this one. So let's see what is common here. So we have p and p here. Let's take it on one side. You'll have 8px minus 16py. Then we have 6. Let's take q. So 6qy minus 3qx. So in this one, what is same? So I see that p is the same. Take out p, and 8 is the same. Take out 8. So we'll have x minus 2y. Now plus this one is q is the same and 3 is the same. So let's take out this 3q. You will have 2y minus x. Now you have x minus 2y and 2y minus x. So let's take out minus in this one. So let's rewrite this down again. You'll have this on this side, and then take out minus. You'll have 3q, and you'll have x minus 2y. So this one and this one is the same. We take it out. You'll have this multiplied by 8p minus 3q. So this will be your answer. Now for part E, solve the equation giving your answer correct to 2dp. So we have a equal to 5, b equal to 6, c equal to minus 13. So x will be equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square, which is 36, minus 4 times a times c. All this divided by 2a, which is 10. Now let's simplify this one. 36 minus 4 times 5 times minus 13. That will be x equal to minus 6 plus minus square root of 296 divided by 10. So for the first value, x is minus 6 plus 296 divided by 10, or it can be minus 6 minus square root of 296 divided by 10. So let's do one by one. So minus 6 plus 296 divided by 10, that will be 1.12, or it can be minus 6 minus 296, that will be minus 2.32. So your answers will be these two values, 1.12 here. Okay, so this is question number 2, I think. Yeah, number 2. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Now it says Mariam works in a shop. She earns $5.20 per hour. That's her wage. She also earns a bonus of 15% of the value of the items she sells in a week. Okay. Now part 1. In 1 week, she works for 32 hours and sells items with a value of this much. Calculate Mariam's total earnings for this week. So pretty easy. First one is 32 hours times 5.20, which is her wage, plus 15%, which is 0.15 times this much for that week. So 32 times 5.2 plus 0.15 times 2450. That will be 533.9. So that's her wage for that week. Now for part 2, in another week, Mariam worked for 28 hours and earned a total of this much. Calculate the value of the items she sold that week. So pretty easy, same steps. So 28 hours times 5.20 plus 0.15. So we don't know, we call this one x, equal to 409.60. Let's find the value of x. 15x will be what? 409.6 minus, so 28 times 5.2. That will be 264. X will be 264 divided by 0.15. That will be 1760. So the value of things she sold is 1,760. Now part B, Jax opens a bank account paying simple interest. So simple interest is the keyword here. Now he pays $800 and leaves it for 4 years. This one is the principal P. This one is time T. At the end of 4 years, he closes the account and receives $920. So this is the amount. Calculate the percentage rate that he received. So the formula for simple interest is amount is equal to P plus P R T. Amount is 920 equal to P is 800 plus P 800 times R and times T, which is 4. So let's make R the subject of formula. So R will be 920 minus 800 divided by 3200. So 920 minus 800 divided by 3200. That will be 0.0372. So now we have to find the percentage rate. So we have to find times 100. That will be 3.75 will be the percentage rate that he have for this account. Now for part 2, it says Jack uses some of the money to pay for a holiday and a computer. He saves the remainder. The money is divided in between holiday, computer, and savings in the ratio of this. So H, C, and savings. Calculate the amount he saves. So saves will be 7 over, the total is 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16, times 920. So the amount for which he saved. 7 divided by 16 times 920, that will be 402.50. That's the amount that he saved. 402.50. 16 times 920. Okay, that is right. Okay, that will be question number 2. Question number 4. Now we have a bag contains 6 identical balls. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers in total, right? Or 6 balls. Now part A ball is taken from the bag at random. Find as a fraction in its simplest form the chance that the number on the ball is, part 1, a multiple of 3. So let's see what is the multiple of 3. We have 3, 6, and that's it. That will be 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3. Now it is prime, so let's see how many prime numbers we have. We have 2, 3, 5, and 7 as prime numbers. That will be 4 over 6, which is 2 over 3. Now for part B, we have all the 6 balls are replaced in the bag. 2 balls are taken from the bag, one after the other, without replacement. The numbers on the 2 balls are then added together. Complete this table. So pretty easy. We have to add 2 plus 3, 5, 2 plus 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9. That will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But this one will not be possible. You have to cross it out because you cannot have 2 balls of the same kind in the bag. That's why this in between will not be possible. 11, 12, 13, you have 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so that is part 1. And part 2, find the chance that the sum of the number is odd. So odd, let's see how many odd numbers we have in this group. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have 18 odd numbers. And how many outcomes do we have? So we have 6 and 6, that will be 36. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So we have 30 outcomes in this table. So 18 over 30 will be the answer. Divide by 6, you have 3 over 5. That will be your answer. Now for this one, it is less than 8. So let's see how many numbers we have less than 8. So let's count. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's see if we have anything else. So less than 8, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I have 8 numbers, which is less than 8. So 8 over 30. That will be divided by 2. You will have 4 over 15. So this will be my answer for part B. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. It says the diagram shows a framework A, B, C, D supporting a shop design. So we have A, B, C, D. Okay, shop sign. The framework is fixed to a vertical wall AB with a horizontal CD. This and this, okay? Now AC is 64, CD is 80, and the angles are given to us here. Now question part 1, calculate AB. Calculate this length. As you can see, triangle ABC is a right angle triangle, so we can use SOHCAHTOA. So here we know this side, it is our adjacent side, and this one is the hypotenuse. We have to use cos. So cos of 35 is 64 over AB. So from this, AB is equal to 64 divided by cos of 35. Cos of 35, that will be 78.1. That's your length of AB. Now part B, find AD. AD will be this length. You know this side, you know this side, and you know the angle in between. You have to use your cosine rule. So cos of the angle 125 is equal to 64 square plus 80 square minus AD square over 2 times 64 times 80. So let's simplify. First thing, we cross multiply. Send this one over here. You will have 2 times 64 times 80 times cos 125. That will be a value here. And then we have to send this one over here and this one over here. You will have 64 square plus 80 square minus answer. That will be this much. So 80 will be square root of that. You'll have 127.9. So 80 will be 127.9. Now part C, calculate this value ADC. So ADC, so find this angle. So since we know this side already, it is 127.9, we can use the cosine rule. So this angle here, and this is centimeters. So let's use the sine rule. So basically we say sine of this angle, sine of angle D over 64 is equal to sine of 125 over 27.9. So find this one. So sine of D will be equal to 64 sine of 125 divided by 127.9. That will be 0.4098. So D will be sine inverse. That will be 24.2 degrees. So that will be the value of angle D. So 24.2 degrees. So that will be part C. Now let's have a look for part D. It says on the sine CDF, we have FE is parallel to CD and is 40 centimeter below it. So let's have a look. So we have, it says we have FE is this one, is parallel to CD. So these two are in the same direction. It is 40 centimeter below it. So this line here is 40. F is 65. Calculate the area of sine CDEF. As you can see, CDEF is a trapezium. So let's find the area of a trapezium. So pretty easy. Half times sum of parallel sides will be 80 plus 65 times the height in between will be 40. So half 80 plus 65 times 40. That will be 2900 for the area of the trapezium. Let's move on to question number 6. The first 5 terms of a sequence are this. So we have 17, 11, then we have 5, then we have minus 1. So as you can see, difference here is 6, minus 6, minus 6, minus 6, and minus 6. Now find the expression in terms of n. Since we have minus 6 everywhere, we write down minus 6n. Now we know the first term is equal to 17. So T1 is equal to 17. 1 is basically the value of n equal to 1. So if you replace here, you have minus 6 times 1. That will be minus 6. But the real value is 17. How can you change minus 6 to 17? You have to plus a number. So 17 minus 6, that will be 11. Sorry, mistake. It's not 11. 17 plus 6, that will be 23. So you have to plus 23 for you to get 17. So here, if you plus 23, you have to plus 23 here as well. So you will have 23 minus 6n for the nth term. So now let's test. For T2, that will be 23 minus 6 times 2. Let's see, what do we have? So 23 minus 12, that should be 11. And here we have 11. So that should be our nth term. Now part B, the nth term Sn of a different sequence is found to be this one. Work out the first 4 terms of this sequence. So the first term is s equal to, so n equal to 1, that will be 1 plus 3, that will be 4. N equal to 2, 4 plus 6, that will be 10. N equal to 3, that will be 9, plus 9, that will be 18. N equal to 4, that will be 16 plus 12, that will be 28. So as you can see, these are the values of the first 4 terms. Now part 2, the nth term Tn of another sequence is found by using this formula. There are 2 values of n, for which this and this is this. Solve and find, form and solve an equation in n to find these 2 values. So pretty easy. So we know Tn is equal to this, Sn is equal to this. So let's replace back in this equation. So Sn is n squared plus 3n divided by Tn, 5n minus 12 equal to 6. Now we cross multiply, you will have n squared plus 3n equal to 30n minus 72. Now you simplify, you will have n squared minus 27n plus 72. So let's find the 2 possible values for n. So you can just use a formula. So we pay n equal to minus 27, so sorry, minus b, that will be plus 27, that will be b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a will be 2. So let's see what are the factors of 7, 2. This is on one side, I'm just trying it out. So 7, 2 divided by 3, that will be 24. 24, 3. So one of the possible values should be, so if you can just factorize directly as well, you will have this answer. N is here, N is here. For us to get minus 27, it has to be minus 24 minus 3. So value of n will be 3, or it can be 24. That is the factorization way. So let's just use this one. 27 squared minus 4 times 1 times 7, 2. That will be 441. That will be 21. So n will be 27 plus minus 21 over 2. So for your first value, 27 plus 21 divided by 2, that will be 24, or it can be 27 minus 21 divided by 2, that will be 3. The two values for n will be 3 and 24. That will be part B. And that is for question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. What do we have? Part A, we have a pie chart. Summarizes the results of local election. So what is this value here? Let's find out. That will be 360 minus 90 minus 60 minus 144. That will be 66. So part 1, it says candidate B received this much votes. This is B, 1600 votes. So work out the total number of people who voted. So pretty easy. So we know that 60 degrees equal to 1600. So the total number of people is 360 degrees. That will be 1600 divided by 60 times 360. Times 360, that will be 9600. Now for part 2, what fraction of the vote did candidate D receive? So that will be 66 over 360. As you can see, we found the degree of the angle. So let's do that. 66 over 360. That will be 11 over 60 for the fraction. Now part 3, we have part this. How many more votes than candidate A did candidate C receive? So let's find the difference. So C received 144 and A is 90, so 144 minus 90, that will be 54 degrees. So use the same ratio here. We know that 60 degrees is equal to 1600. So 54 degrees will be 1600 divided by 60 times 54. So let's do that. We will have 1440. Okay, let's move on to part B. It says the table summarizes the ages of the members of a film club. Now part 1, find the estimate for the mean age. So mean age is equal to sum of fx divided by number of people, which is, let's add up people, 12 plus 36 plus 45 plus 33 plus 24. That should be 150. So 150. Okay, so let's find out the value of fx. F is frequency, so we have f here already. Find x. X will be the midpoint. It will be 17.5, 25, 35, 50, and 70. Fx times these two. Fx will be 17.5 times 12. That will be 210. 36 times 35, that will be 900. 35 times 45, that will be 1575. 50 times 33, 1650. 70 times 24, 1680. Now find the sum of fx, so 210 plus 900 plus 1575 1650 plus 1680. That will be 6015 divided by 150. That will be 40.1 for the estimate of the mean value. Okay, let's move on to part 2. It says on the grid below, draw a histogram to represent this data. So you know that when you have to draw a histogram, you have to find the frequency density, which is frequency divided by class width. So let's find the class width. The class width is given by this minus this will be 5. That will be 10, 10, 20, and 20. So FD will be frequency divided by this. So 12 divided by 5 will be 2.4. 36 divided by 10, that will be 3.6. This will be 4.5. This will be 33 divided by 20, that will be 1.65. And we have 24 divided by 20, 1.2. So we have to draw these values of FD for each group. So let's first label the this one. This is your frequency density. So the max value here goes up to 4.5. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just write down the values. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for the first group it is 15 to 20. So 15 will be here. That will be 2.4. Will be right here. This is the first group. Then for the other one we have 20 to 30 will be 3.6. So 20 to 30, 3.6 will be right here. So joining these two. And the next one is 30 to 40 will be 4.5. 4.5 will be between 4 and 5. Then we have 40 to 60, that will be 1.65. So 40 to 60, 1.65 will be 1.5 is here, 1.6. 1.65 should be about here. Then we have 60 to 80, which will be 1.2. So 1.2 will be this value here. Okay, so this will be your histogram for this table. Now part 3, find the estimate for the number of members of the firm that are 50 over 50. So estimate over 50, let's see. So 50 will be somewhere between here, and this is over 50, 24. So we have the first here. So let's write this down on this side. So here we have two groups, which is 40 to 60. There are 33 members, and we have 60 to 80. There is 24 members. So over 50, this is guaranteed because it is more than 60. So 24, good. Now for this 150 is between the value of 40 and 50. It is exactly between. So because of that, we'll take exactly half of this. That will be 33 divided by 2, 16.5. Now it says find an estimate for the number of members who are over 50. So this plus this. That will be 24 plus 16.5. That will be 40.5. So 40.5, so you have to find estimate for the number of members. You cannot take half members, you will take You can take 41 or you can take 40 members for the one which is over 50. Okay, so that will be your question, part 7. Let's move on to question number 8. So in this question, you may use the grid below to help you. The point P has position 4, 2, and the point Q has position 8, minus 3. Find PQ. PQ is Q minus P, so Q is this, minus P is 4, 2. That will be 4 and minus 5. So 4 minus 5 will be your answer. Now find the length of PQ. That will be square root of 4 square plus minus 5 square. That will be 16 plus 25. That will be what? 16 plus 25, that will be 41. Square root, that will be 6.40. Now part 3, find the equation of the line PQ. So PQ, we have to find the gradient. So you can, this is the gradient basically, but if you want to retry again, that is 4, 2 is P, and Q is 8 minus 3. So the gradient of this line will be, you take the height by base, so it's okay, we can try it again. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, that will be minus 5 over 4, that will be your gradient. Now let's take these 2 points, x and y minus 2 over x minus 4 equal to minus 5 over 4. Cross multiply, you will have 4y minus 8 equal to minus 5x plus 20. So 4y equal to minus 5x plus 28. So this will be your value for the equation of line. Now part 4, given that Q is the midpoint of the line PR, find the coordinates of R. So we have P given to us as 4, 2. We have Q given to us as 8 minus 3, and R we do not know, which is x and y. But we know that Q is a midpoint, which means that P, so x1 plus this divided by 2 is supposed to give you 8, and 2 plus y over 2 is supposed to give you minus 3. So let's solve for the value of x and y. So for the first one, it will be 4 plus x equal to 16, x will be 12. This will be 12. Now for this one, it will be 2 plus y equal to minus 6, y will be minus 8. So this will be your point R. Now moving on to part B of this question. So we have in the diagrams triangles OAB, OAB, small triangle. Then we have OCD, OCD is the big triangle. So they are similar. So that is very important here because we have to use this to find the sides. Now we have OA equal to A, OB equal to B, and BC equal to 4A minus B. That's the length of BC. Now let's see the question. So one is have express as simply as possible in terms of AOB, the length of AB. So AB will be in this direction. That will be AOB. That will be minus A plus B. Right. And find BC, part B, AC. AC will be this one. But how would you find AC? You will do AB and then BC. So AB, we just found AB here, it will be minus A plus B. And BC, we know it is 4A minus B. So now you simplify, you will have 3A, and this one goes away, so you have 3A. So AC is actually 3A. Okay. But now if you really look at this, OA is A, AC is 3A. What is OC? OC will be 4A, right? Okay, now moving on to part C. Find CD. So CD will be this one here. So in this case, what can we do is we can just find the ratios. So we know this is the big triangle OCD is a big triangle, and the small triangle is OAB. They are similar. So let's find the corresponding side. So DC over the corresponding side will be this one, which is AB, equal to the big one will be 4A over A. Now we have to find DC. That will be 4 times AB. What is AB? AB is given by minus A plus B. So DC will be minus 4A plus 4B. That is the value of DC. Okay, let's see what else do we have. So part 2, find in its simplest form the ratio of the perimeter of triangle OAB and perimeter of triangle OCD. So the perimeter of this triangle against this triangle. So we just have to compare the corresponding sides. So for this triangle, we have the side A, and for this triangle, we have side OC, which is 4A. The ratio is 1 to 4. Okay, so just write 1 to 4. Because it's a perimeter, and the unit of perimeter is centimeter. That's why we just have to compare the corresponding sides. Now for part B, area of triangle OAB and area of trapezium ABDC. So let's first see where is the trapezium. So ABDC is this trapezium. So how would you find area of trapezium? So normally you would say, I will take the big area, which is OCD of the big triangle, and then minus the small triangle to find the area of this trapezium. So same way, let's do this here. So let's write down the corresponding sides first. So this side is of the triangle, it is A, so we write down A. And then what is this corresponding side for the trapezium? So this side is, how do you get this side? You have to take 4A minus A, right? So you have to write down 4A minus A. So just to recap, so for this small triangle OAB, the base side is equal to A, we write down A. And now how would you find the side of this trapezium? For example, let's say you did not know this length. You know this is 4A, you would do 4A minus A to get this length. Now length has unit centimeter. Now ratio of area is centimeter square. So we have to square each element in this section. That will be 1A square equal to 16A square minus 1A square. You will have 1A square to 15A square. So A square goes away, that is 1 to 15. So this will be the answer for the ratio of the areas, so 1 to 15. Okay, so that was question, I think number 4. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to question number 9. The volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r square h. That's the volume of the cone, and the curved surface area will be pi r square L. So part 1, show that the slant height is 16.2, this height. So if you move this height 15 inside here, you observe that we have a right angle triangle. This is your hypotenuse, so let's find the slant height L. L square is equal to 6 square plus 15 square. L will be square root of what? So 6 square plus 15 square, that will be 261. That will be 16.2. Okay, shown as required. That is part 1. Now part 2, calculate the total surface area of this cone. So it tells you that it is a solid cone. It means that it is closed at the bottom as well. So we have two areas here. Area of the base, which is area of a circle, pi r square, which is 6 square, plus area of cone, curved surface, will be pi r L, which is 16.2. So 6 square pi plus pi times 6 times 16.2. That should be 418.5. So this will be your total surface area. Now for part C, Calculate the volume of the cone. It is given to us by the formula 1/3 pi r square h, which is 1/3 pi r square is 6 square, h is 15. So let's do that. So 1/3 times pi times 36 times 15, that will be 565.5 centimeter cube for the volume of the cone. Now it says the cone is made of wood and the mass of 1 meter cube of wood is this much. Find the mass of the cone in grams. So as you know, the volume of the cone is what? Is 565.5 centimeter cube. So now how do you convert meter cube to centimeter cube? So first let's find the scale. We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So now 1 meter cube, we have the cube, that will be this cube centimeter cube. So that will be cube as well. So 1 meter cube will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeter cube. So 1 million. So to convert this to, so let's write this one here. So 1 meter cube is just 1 million centimeter cube is equal to 560.123 grams. So let's find this value. So what is 565.5? That will be 560.123 divided by 123 times 565.5. So 123, 123, so 56 divided by 100 times 565.5. That will be 316.7 gram for the mass of the cone. Now for part E, another cone is made of the same material and is geometrically similar to the first one. The mass of the second one is double the mass of the first one. Part 1, calculate the height of the second one. So we know the mass of the first one. So mass of the first one, m1 to m2. m1 is 316.7. It means the m2 will be 316.7 times 2. That will be 633.4. But what does the mass mean? The mass basically is equal to volume. If the volume of the first one is this one, it means the volume of the other one will be times 2. 565.5 times 2. 11311. Now what is the unit of the volume? It is this much, right? Let's simplify this. We don't need to, that's fine. Now let's find the ratio of their sides. This is the ratio of their volume. Let's find the ratio of the side, which is in terms of centimeters. So let's cube root each side. You will have what? Cube root of 565.5 on one side and cube root of 1131. Okay, that's the ratio of their. Oh, that could be so much easier. Let's wait. So we can just use that. Basically the ratio of the mass. So m1 to m2 will be 1 to 2. This is what it is. This is basically the volume. But now if you want to find the sides, it will be 1 to cube root of 2. That's the ratio of their sides. Now the height of the first one is given by what? By 15. It's the same answer. If you do this, do that, you will have the same thing, but this one is much simpler to write. And what is the height of this one? So let's find out. So 1 is equal to 15, and this one will be 15 divided by 1 times 3, this. Not 3, but cube root of 2. Cube root of 2, that will be 18.9. So your value will be 18.9. That will be the height of the second cone. So you don't need to do that one, you can just use this one. So basically the mass of the first one, second one is double the mass of the first one. So m1 was the first one, second one will be double. That's the mass. So when you talk about mass, it is basically volume, right? Now to convert this to the length, we have to change the cube to just power 1. So we have to apply cube root on both sides. Cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 2 is this value. This is the ratio of the sides. And then we know that for the first cone, the height is 15, and we have to find the corresponding height for the second cone, which will give you this one. Now for part 2, calculate the total surface area of the second cone. So same way as well, use the same ratio. As you can see, they have a ratio of 1 to this, right, for their sides. Now for the area, we have to square both sides, 1 square, and then this square. What is the area of the first one? As we have found out, it is 418.5, so we have to find this one. So 1 is 418.5. What is 3 power 2? That will be 418.5 times cube root of 2 power 2. So let's do that. Cube root of 2 power 2 times 418.5. That will be 664.3. That will be the area of the second one. That will be 15. So moving on to question number 10. So Adil wants to fence off some land as an enclosure for his chickens. Now the enclosure would be a rectangle with an area of 50 meters square. Now how do you find area of rectangle? Area is equal to length times width. Area is 50 and length is x. So what is the value of width? Width will be 50 divided by x, so width will be 50 over x. Now part A, the enclosure is x meters long. Okay, that's the length long. Show that the total length of the fencing L required is given by this formula. So what is the total length of the fencing? It is the distance around the land. That will be the perimeter. L will be x plus 50 over x plus 50 over x. That will be 2x plus 100 over x. This is shown as required. Now moving on to part B. The table below shows some values of x and the corresponding values of L. Correct to one decimal place where appropriate. Now find the values of L for the values of x. So 2 times 18, that will be 36, plus 100 divided by 18, that will be 41.6. Now for 20, so that will be 40 plus 100 divided by 20. That will be 45. So now question part B. We have to draw the graph on the grid. First draw the scale and then draw the graph. So one by one. So it says on the horizontal axis, which is this one, we have to draw from 0 to 20. So 0 to 20. So 0 will be right here. So it says using scale of 1 centimeter to represent 2 meters. So that will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 0 to 20. That will be your x-axis. Now for the vertical L-axis, it says we have to draw from 0 to 60. So let's do that. Okay. So here I have using a scale of 2 centimeter for 10. So this will be 10, 20, 30. Then we have 40, 50, and 60. That will be your L-axis. Okay, so now let's plot the points. So the first point I have is 254. So 254 will be about here. Then I have 433. 433 will be this one. Then I have 628.7, 28.7. Then I have 828.5. Then I have 1030. 1030 will be. Then I have 1232.3. Then I have 1435.1. 35.1 will be here. Then I have 1638.8. So 38.8 will be about here. And then we have 1841.1.6, sorry. That will be about here. And the last point will be 2045. 45 is right in between. Okay, so now we have to join all the points as smoothly as possible into a curve. So let's see how can we do this. So this one goes to this. Okay, so not too bad. Okay, and for this side, same thing. Make it smooth as possible. Okay, so this will be my curve for this graph. Let's move on to the questions now. Now, question part D. It says, Adil has 40 meters of fencing. So, fencing length is L. So, L equal to 40. Use your graph to find the range of values of X that he can choose. So, pretty easy. You go to your graph, you go to the L-axis at 40. So you see 40 is here, and then you draw a horizontal line to cut the curve at those 2 points. So, and then you see this is the point of intersection here, and then we have one here as well, as you can see. So the first one is 2.8 and this one is 17. So the two values for X will be 2.8 and 17. Okay, 0.0. Now to 3SF. So part E, find the minimum length, that is L. Find the minimum value of L of the fencing Adil could use for the enclosure. So you have to see the graph and say, what is the minimum length that he can use for this enclosure? So the length is actually this one. So the length is this value X. So we have to find this value for which it will be the minimum for the enclosure. So looking at your graph, you will see that the minimum point is somewhere at the bottom of this. So let's draw a line here and see where it cuts the curve. You will see it cuts the curve at this point. It will be about this value. So according to my graph, the value shows to be 7. So your answer will be, find the minimum length. So in this case, it was X, not L. The length is this side of the rectangle. Adil could use for the enclosure, it will be 7 according to my graph. Now for part 2, given the length and the width of the enclosure, find the length and the width of the enclosure using this minimum length of fencing. Okay, so I think I got confused again. So this one is actually L because he is asking for the fencing now. Length of fencing could use for the enclosure. This one will be the value of the L, not X. So let's see what is the value of L. It will be right here. It will be 28. That will be my value. 28. 28 meters for the value of the length of fencing. Now part 2, find the length and width of the enclosure using the minimum length of the fencing. So using L equal to 28, find the value of X and the value of 50 over X. So this one, according to the graph, X we have as 7. So what is the value of x of width? Will be 50 divided by 7. That will be 7.14. That will be my width for this enclosed region. So giving your answers correct to the nearest meters, it will be 7, and this one also will be 7, because of giving your answer correct to the nearest meters. 7, 7. Now, part F, it says, suggest a suitable length and width for the enclosure area of this that uses the minimum possible length for the fencing. So as you could have seen before, we have for this diagram, the area that we use is 50 meters square. This one is 100 meter square. The ratio is 1 to 2. That is for the area. What is the ratio of the length? It will be 1 to square root of 2. So just look at the units, you will see how we get this ratio of their length. Now, the length in the other one was from part E, it was 7, right? 7. So what is the length of this one? You will do 7 times square root of 2. That will be 9.8. So the length here will be 9.899. But I think we have to write this down correct to the nearest meter. Well, you can just write this one if you want to, but according to question number E, we can write correct to the nearest meter. It will be 10 meters here. Now, how do you find width? As you know, width will be area divided by length. That also will be 10. So your answer will be 10, 10. So I think that's it for question number 10. Now, question number 11. What do we have? We have the diagram shows two circles of equal radius, AEC. So AEC are points on the circle center B, and we have B, E, D, F are points on the circle center C. Okay, then we have this one is a straight line. So you observe that AEC is a right angle, and we have BFD is also a right angle triangle. Also, this one is also a right angle triangle here, because they are angle over the diameter. That's why. So let's see what are the questions. So part 1 is, say, show that triangles AEC, so AEC, and FBE are congruent. Congruent means the same. So how can we show that they are the same? So let's see, what can we do here? So the first part, it says the two circles with equal radius. So they have the same radius. It means that this is the radius, this is also the radius, and this is the radius, this is also the radius. And now what else do we know? Let's see. We have this angle the same, and this angle is the same. This is also the radius here, and this is the radius here. So let's write down one by one. So first thing we know is that for the first one, AEC. So AEC, for this first triangle, we have AC equal to this one is EF, or we can say FE. So let's write EF, right? EF. So AC equal to EF, because they are the diameter of circle of equal radius. So since the radius are equal, they have the same diameter. That's why they are equal. Now the other one is we have angle AEC equal to angle EBF, which is 90 degrees. it is angle on a semicircle. That's the other reason. And then what else do we have? We have this side, which is EC is equal to the side of EB, which is just the radius of circle of equal radii. So we have shown this one, we have shown this part, and what else can we show? So since we have shown that this side and this side are the same, and this is a right angle triangle, it means that this one will also be the same by using the Pythagoras theorem. So last part is basically you will write AE is equal to AE is this one, which is your this side outside, which will be this side here, BF. They are equal because they are using Pythagoras theorem. So since we have proven that all the three sides, so since all the corresponding sides are equal, are exactly equal, we have proven that triangles AEC is, so NFBE are congruent. So because all the sides are equal, we have proven that they are all congruent. They are congruent. Now part 2, state another triangle that is congruent to triangle AAEC. So AEC, another one will be BDF. So BDF. That's why. Now part 3, explain why EB is parallel to DF. So where is EB? EB will be this line. Is parallel to DF. The reason why is because the angle, this angle here, they both add up to 180. That's why they are equal. So let's write this down. This is because angle EBF and angle DFB add up to 180. That's why they are parallel to each other. Now part 4, work out the angle ABE. So where's angle ABE? ABE. So find this angle here. So let's see how can we find this angle. This angle will be, do we know any values? Probably no, we don't know any values. So let's check. So we know this one is 90 here, this one is 90 as well. So can you find any other angles? Given that all these triangles are congruent, what else can we derive? Let's see. This is the same. This will be in the same direction. Let's see, what do we have? So these two are parallel. Let's first draw those lines. Okay. So now this angle here, this is joined. So this is 90. They're joined by this. So this is joined to this one. So I actually cannot see anything that I can derive because no values has been given to us. So I'm not too sure what can we use to find this angle here. All I can see is that we have radius are the same and we have a bunch of 90 degrees angles. So what can we use here? Let's observe there must be a way of doing this question, obviously. So let's check. So this is 90 as well. What else do we know? So if this is the angle we're looking for, this angle is equal to which angle? Equal to this, which is also equal to so what is the other congruent triangle again? So we have this one is congruent, this one is congruent as well, and then this one is also congruent. So we have 3 congruent triangles. So let's mark. So this angle here should be the same as this one, which is the same as this one. Okay, so we know this one from that. And then what else can we know? So based on that, as you can see, this one will be what? So let's see what can we derive. So if you let's call this angle let's call this angle theta. This is theta. So theta, this will be what? This will be 180 minus theta. Right. Now, if this is theta here as well, and all these three sides are the same. So theta, theta, theta. Okay, so basically we have found the value of theta. Theta will be equal to, as you can see here, theta is equal to 60. So based on that, this value here will be 180 minus theta, which is 180 minus 60. That should be 120. So angle we're looking for is 120. So 120 will be angle AB. I think it was pretty simple. It was just hard for me to see the 3 sides are the same. So basically that's why you need to see that these 3 sides, this side, this side, and this side are the same, and this angle here, and this angle are the same. So based on that, we have a straight line. We have 180 minus this equal to this. So that's all we have to look out for. Okay, now we have part B. It says PQ are points on the circle center O. So we have PQ are points and radius 4, and POQ is 130. First one is find the area of triangle POQ. Pretty easy. So half sine of the angle 130 times 4 times 4. That'll be 1, 2 times sine 130 times 4 times 4. That will be 6.128. Okay. Now for part 2, calculate the area of the major segment shown unshaded in the diagram. So let's double check which part is unshaded. Just give me one moment here. So this part is shaded according to the questions. So we have to find area of the segment shown unshaded on the diagram. So we have to find this side. So this segment, which is not shaded. So we first find this one, and then minus this one from the whole circle. So one by one. So what is area of circle? That will be pi r square, which is this. What is area of shaded region? That will be area of sector first, which is 130 over 360 times pi r square minus area of triangle 6.128. You can just write 6.13 correct to 3SF. That will be area of the region. So 130 divided by 360 times 16 pi minus 6.128. That will be 1202. Now area of the unshaded region will be this one, which is 16 pi minus answer. That will be 38.2. So the answer should be 38.2 centimeters square. So this was the last question of this paper. I hope that was somewhat helpful. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.